Let's do this right. Done. We probably are going to go through the same sequence again. So far the same. It's probably going to be the same. I bet you we still lose an eye. So far everything's the same. And then she walks toward us. Tripped and fell. Notice the surroundings. She keeps coming. Her mouth open wide. She's crucified. We're forgetting about the Book of Shadows. We get the burned girl. We get the angry villagers. And while we're distracted by her, she's burned in front of us. And now for the particularly unpleasant part. Gave her a hug, confused her. Talking about Sachiko. It's canon. I'll try to get through this when I can. Oh my god, I can't stand that. So we're dealing with the pain. We gotta understand the pain that the girl's feeling. But we're focusing on her instead. Oh god, she takes out the eye. The words cannot describe the pain. She crushed the eye in that incredibly disgusting description. But we're not reacting. Gave her a smile. She looked puzzled. This happens. And now let's see what happens when we come back. I hugged her once more in spite of my trembling arms. This is new, I think. Now let's see what happens. Good lord, that has to hurt. A huge shockwave shook the air, transforming into light and shattering around me. I could hear Kishinuma and the others yelling out in shock, having witnessed everything from the bottom of the stairs. Aiko was there too. So she finally walked in. When the light settled, I was standing at the top of those mystic red stairs, which had now reformed and stretched down below me to the remnants of Heavenly Host. I held my exploded right eye in my right hand and the Book of Shadows in my left. I slowly, solemnly descended those stairs of light.
Shinozaki! お前無事だったのか！
忍者！
篠崎、その目、怪我したのか？
丈夫。あの子をここに戻すための優しい傷だよ。
The Book of Shadows in my hand had a white sheen to it now. I gave a weak smile and slowly formulated in my mind the exact words I wanted to say.
私のためにみんながひどい目にあって、どんなに謝ってもやっぱり許されることじゃないって分かってる。これ以上みんなを傷つけさせないよ。この涅槃から守るから。
Really?
何言ってるの？
どうしたんだよ、篠崎。急に変なこと言って。
大丈夫。心配しないで。今度こそちゃんと守るって決めたの。
おい、篠崎。
Kishinuma seemed especially perturbed by this resolution. He must have thought I was on the verge of sacrificing myself for the greater good or something, and rightly so. But the section of floor where I stood was up too high for Kishinuma or any of the others to reach me. They couldn't stop me. Not anymore.
篠崎。
私だって篠崎の末裔。幸子がそうしたように、私もこの涅槃を飲み込んで封印する。幸子のように？それってまさか。
I'd been too embarrassed to look my friends in the eye while informing them of this, but I knew I had to now. It was my last chance. I looked up at them, cheeks a little red. I giggled as playfully as I could.
いい加減にしろ。お前はもう十分傷ついたろ。もういいんだよ、篠崎。
Kishinuma was downright hysterical, but I still kept that same bright smile on my face. I wouldn't let go of it, no matter what.
でもね、いいこともあるの。吉江さんの記憶で見たんだけどね。天神症ができる前、幸子がこの涅槃を封印した時は、この涅槃に消された人の存在を取り戻せたの。
Yeah, we did see that.
取り戻す。
篠原さんや鈴本さんたちみんなの思い出をこの世に取り戻せるかもしれない。
篠崎。
私は幸せだよ。ここでお別れになってもみんなの記憶にいるんだもの。それに比べて
篠崎。
今のままじゃ篠原さんや鈴本さん、森重君、ゆい先生、それに涅槃に存在を消されたたくさんの人が悲しすぎる。
お前はそれでいいのかよ。人のことばっか考えてんじゃねえよ。
My facade had finally cracked. A single tear rolled down my cheek, then another, and another. And with impeccable timing, the Book of Shadows spoke, striking me while I was down.
残念だが、お前に救いは来ない。
Ugh.
この邪術を行使するには、それなりの代償が必要だ。幸子ほどの霊力もないお前は、代わりにお前の存在を失うことになる。
Oh, that sucks.
なんだと。
涅槃に触れる以上、存在に関しては生涯反動を受けねばならない。誰の記憶にも残らない。思い出されもしない。これまでお前が生きた証はすべて消えるのだ。よく考えろ。
Ugh, no kidding.
篠崎。なあ、冗談じゃねえぞ。お前の存在そのものが消えちまうなんて、 そんなバカなこと。
For a split second, I let my true feelings show, but then immediately forced a smile again.
でもみんなの人生を取り戻せるのなら。
なんでだよ。お前全然分かってねえ。やめるんだ篠崎。他に方法はないのか。
そうだよ委員長、私はもう誰にも死んでほしくないし消えてほしくない。お願いだからやめて。邪術は常に対価を必要とする。でもそんな未来私も納得できないわ。ありがとうみんな。でも誰かがやらなきゃいけないことなの。私やるわ。
涅槃の脅威は残しながらも見守ってゆく道もある。いいのか。
You know this is a big deal when the Devil's Book is saying, I don't know, man.
問題を先送りして次の世代に不幸を回すなんてダメ。そうでしょ。
ならば付き合おう。だがただの人間のお前にこの膨れ上がった涅槃を取り込むことができるかな。
飲み込めばいいんでしょ。やってみせる。
I shaved a piece of flesh from the wall of Heavenly Host, fully prepared to illustrate this point. Without thinking too hard about what I was doing, and ignoring every impulse in my body, I shoved the fetid meat in my mouth, chewed it, and gulped it down. My face warped in horror as I felt the morsel slide its way down my throat. I might as well have swallowed fire. This somehow triggered my back to pop open slightly and begin spurting blood. The bits of flesh I was unable to stomach were then quickly and rather ungracefully regurgitated onto the floor. I then picked up the flesh I spit out and tried to cram it back in my mouth. I was determined to keep it down. It would have been a lot easier if it hadn't been glaring at me from my hands, however.
おい、やめろ。やめてくれ。
I turned to face Kishinuma, who was practically begging me not to go through with this, and it's not like I wanted to. I just had to.
やめてくれ。頼む。そんな簡単にいなくならないでくれよ。
I smiled. The sentiment was truly heartwarming.
あなたはいつも私のこと見てくれてたね。気づいてたよ。あなたが私を忘れても私は忘れないからね、石沼くん。
Kishinuma's eyes swelled up with tears. I smiled again, even while tears were streaming down my face. This time, after swallowing the wall meat, blood began spurting from my head. Yet finally, my actions seemed to be having an effect as the wall in front of me began to fizzle away into a blood-red mist, ultimately vanishing before my eyes.
やめろ。やめてくれ。バカ野郎。
Kishinuma collapsed to his knees. Another shockwave rocked the whole of the dimension. It was so enormous that the ceiling fell in and the nearby wall began to crack. Whatever rickety parts of the school were left had begun crumbling around us.
大したものだ、篠崎あゆみ。逃げるわよ、巻き込まれる。立ちなさい。あの子を犬死にさせたいの。どのみちこの亀裂では 止めに行くのは無理だろう。格好をつけさせてやれ。あれが幸子の血を引く後継者だ。委員長。
忘れるものか、絶対。篠崎。
Oh, that's right. This whole time she thought they were both dead.
さつきちゃんの方は目を覚まさないんだが。
Is she still, like... Oh my god, what's the word? One of those cordyceps zombies from The Last of Us, though?
だらだらしないでよ。涅槃ごとあの子に食われたいの？追ってくわよ。
よしき。行こう。
Before he left the area, Kishinuma looked back one last time. But I was out of sight by that point. We carefully but swiftly made our way through the rubble of the former bell tower. Along the way, Yoshiki paused for a moment to look up at the stairs and caught a glimpse of Misuto's clothes. It was only a moment's distraction, however. Yoshiki, like the rest of us, very quickly continued on his way. That is kind of interesting, actually, except for just now, they really had no idea that their greatest enemy just died off screen. Well, on screen for us, but you know.
Yuka! もう少しだ。頑張れ。
急ぎましょう。
Yoshiki got up to follow, but instead just stood there. He wouldn't take a single step.
どうしたの？岸沼。
Naomi, still on my back, saw Yoshiki's motionless form and knew something wasn't quite right.
人の記憶から消えるだけで済むのか。涅槃を食い尽くした後どうなる？普通の世界に戻れるのか。
He seemed to be caught in a loop of doubt. He was trying to work through something in his head and didn't seem ready to move again until he'd succeeded.
Yoshiki! 何してるんだ！早くしないと！あいつが今いるのはその涅槃の中だぞ！
Damn.
待て！Yoshiki!
He turned back toward the ruins of Heavenly Host and run off.
お前ら出てろ！
And just like that, he was gone, fallen rubble blocking us off from the passageway he darted into.
嘘だろ。
Try as we might, there was no pursuing him. He'd made his choice, and there was nothing we could do to change things now.
仕方ない。急ぐわよ。
The school began to shake even more violently.
Yoshiki! Shinozaki!
Not only was it shaking, but creaking and groaning as well. The school was definitely not going to stay intact for much longer at all. The red and black sky began to get sucked into Heavenly Host like smoke into an exhaust vent, with the beautiful, clear night scenery of the real world peeking out from behind it. I think we're finally out. And slowly the blue sky of day crept into view, ousting both the moon and the horrors of the Nirvana alike. The 6 pillars disappeared from the earth, leaving only giant craters in their wake. So destruction exists, but it's not worse. The rising sun shone upon the death-ridden world, serving as a beacon of light and hope for the people who'd suffered beneath what could have been, and for all time was, an endless night.
この世のどこでもない場所で嘆きと闇の支配する大きな呪いの濁流は優しい少女の血と存在の犠牲によってせき止められた。死の運命は覆らない。取り戻した友達の生きた証は、それにより生まれる新たな悲しみで世界を満たし癒してゆく。世代を超えて受け継がれてきた守護者のバトン。きっと彼女なら世界のどこかでまっすぐに守り続けてゆくだろう。私たちの記憶からも消え去ってしまった彼女にはもう言葉すら届けることはできないが、いくつかの世界と運命が融合したこの未来で。ナオミ、ご飯できたよ。はーい。
With a sigh of relief, Nakashima stood up and left her room. Next to the photo of her classmates, another photo stood on her desk, taken at Mochida's house.
きっとまた会える。力を守る者の矜持を胸に。
Oof. That was something else. You know what I realized is kind of a sad story? Yoshiki was never in that first class picture to begin with, so at first I didn't even really notice his absence because he can't be absent from what he was never originally a part of. But I'm assuming that his existence might have been erased too. I guess we can only assume that he got together with Ayume. And that's the optimistic view. Man, that was freaking heavy. Oh, I was hoping there'd be a post thing. And here I sat, in my own house, in Hinoe's room. In the corner, in a wheelchair, expressionless and empty. With the Book of Shadows on my lap. There was no fire in my eyes, no life. I just sat and stared at a single point in front of me. The reflection staring back from the mirror wasn't me. It was Sachi, the girl in black. Sachi's eyes were covered by her bangs. Her expression was impossible to read. She was unmoving, unreadable, untenable. Just a reflection. A reflection of me. The Book of Shadows in my hand darted its eyes around frantically, its tongue dangling limply outside the frame of the tome itself. The house sat in silence for a moment. And then the doorbell rang again. The reflection in the mirror was no longer Sachi, it was just Ayumi. Just me. The Book of Shadows reverted too, showing itself once more as a plain, ordinary, entirely standard leather-bound book. The blue-white stones were tossed up into the air, where they danced a bit before tumbling back down. I could easily catch them with one hand. I assumed as much. I looked up at the White House in front of me and smiled a toothy grin. And I held onto those stones tightly. For they were my precious ever-after stones.
やっと見つけたぜ。
I gotta say that was more satisfying than I thought it would be. Queen, EX Chapter 7. This is something that I'm quite curious about. There are 8 EX chapters. I wonder if the 8th one will be chronological. Or else perhaps it's just what's been going on in the background. I don't know, but we will find out. Whew. There we go. We've beaten the game, and therefore, I shall stop the installment. Well, we've done it. We beat the game. As was the case with the very first corpse party, it was a very bittersweet ending. We got everybody out. The dead, though, are still dead. And Ayumi was completely erased from existence. Yoshiki, probably as well. However, it seems that even though no one may remember them, they, at least in their own dimension, may live happily ever after, as will everyone in the real world. So in a sense, this is as good as it's going to get. Amazing game, and let me tell you, it was hard as hell to read some of those parts straight. You might have even heard it a couple of times. Well, that's the story, but of course we're not done yet. We do have 8 EX chapters to look into, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Until next time, everyone.